Ever since taking a break from the game of cricket due to taking care of his mental health, Ishan Kishan has more often than not found himself in the limelight for the wrong reasons. He was more often than not criticized for the move to step away from international cricket and was then further criticized for not prioritizing domestic cricket. And this was not just by fans, it was even by the administrators, because that was pretty much what led to him being dropped from the list of centrally contracted players for this season's cycle. However, Ishan Kishan has now spoken out and talked about what exactly it is that led to him actually taking that break, and more importantly, why it is that he then chose not to play domestic cricket at a time when many people were expecting he'd make himself available for domestic cricket and then potentially make a comeback into the team. But before we go into the latter part, let's talk about why it is that he chose to step away. And the main reason, as was reported widely and now has been confirmed by Ishan himself, it was to take care of his mental health, because in his own words, he didn't feel like he was in any state of mind to be playing cricket. He said that it was depressing not playing. I don't want to say that everything was fine. It was not easy for me at all. You go through a lot. Now, when he says not playing, he's referring to the fact that for long stretches in the 2022-23 season, he was more often than not only a bench option, or only getting a chance to play when someone was being rested or someone was injured. And don't forget, he played in multiple roles during that time period as well. He would be opening the batting sometimes. Sometimes he would also end up playing in the middle order or the low middle order. And everywhere he played, more often than not, he had the performances to ensure that he would get a long rope. But that was only in theory, because more often than not, he wouldn't end up getting that longer rope. He'd play a couple of games, then back on the bench. And then for the most part, if you go through the time when India were playing their most cricket, he didn't really get to play a game. He was only playing as a backup option, and that was something that really bothered him. So he felt, in his own words, "Ye mere saath kyun ho raha hai? Why is this happening to me? What wrong did I do?" Therefore, to clear his mind out from that, he chose to step away from the game. Now, there was calls for him to potentially get a call up during the England series or the test series that was taking place, remember, against England at home. But the main thing that he had to do was play some domestic cricket to get himself back in contention, which he didn't do. That in itself was seen as a slight and led to him getting dropped from his central contract. But in his own words, as he admits it, there was no way he was ever going to play domestic cricket. Why? He said that it doesn't make sense that you want to take a break from international cricket and then you go and play domestic matches. In fact, he went on to further elucidate here, saying that if that was the case, then I'd continue being available for international cricket only. Why would I want to be playing domestic cricket? In his own words, he was in such a state of mind that it didn't matter what kind of cricket it was, whatever the format, he wanted to stay away. He needed that break. Of course, many will cynically point out that, he was available and ready for the IPL. But that is that's something that even the biggest of players will always be playing, unless, of course, they have some major fitness issue that will prevent them from being a part of the tournament. Everyone plays the IPL, especially if you're on a contract that is up there with the top earners in the league, which we know that Ishan Kishan definitely is. So I'm not really sure that, criticizing him for playing the IPL is the right move. But it also goes on to show that, more often than not, when you're mentally not feeling there, then more often than not, it is very important to take that break. And that's something that Ishan did. Unfortunately, it's led to a circumstance where he now finds himself on the outs with the Indian team, but in his own words, he wants to be available for selection across formats, and so will be playing domestic cricket for Jharkhand in the upcoming domestic season. How that goes is anyone's guess, but the good news is that he's at least making himself available and getting back to playing regular cricket again. So who knows, maybe Ishan Kishan's story, well, there's still some parts of it left, even though, as we know, competition for the spots as the wicketkeeper batsman role remain very, very tight as things stand. But what do you think of Kishan's comments, and do you think he stands a chance of an India comeback? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it is goodbye.